Hello, BBN. An unexpected announcement has taken place that no one saw coming. A real game changer. But before we dive into that in the following news segment, let's talk about Caleb Wilson. Hit the subscribe button to stay updated on all things Kentucky. The recent acceleration in the commitment timeline of the talented five-star forward positions Kentucky favorably in the race for one of the most coveted prospects of the 2025 class. This weekend in Lexington was significant, not because of football, but due to Wilson's official visit to the campus. Early impressions suggest a favorable scenario for the Wildcats, with expectations now that a decision might come sooner than initially anticipated, potentially by November or December rather than in the spring as previously speculated. This development should not be underestimated. Caleb Wilson is considered a key player for any team looking to build a solid future, and his visit to Kentucky appears to have been exceedingly successful. According to Wilson himself, the experience in Lexington was immersive, from interacting with the coaching staff to the warm reception from the fans and local community. The young prospect expressed his enthusiasm about his stay, noting that he felt welcomed by everyone, from the players to the passionate Wildcats fan base. In his own words, "I like the Cats, man. I really like the Cats." Such a statement certainly raises the hopes of the Big Blue Nation, eager to see how the rest of the recruitment process will unfold. The involvement of Mark Pope and his team in recruiting Wilson underscores the assertive approach that Kentucky has adopted in recent years. The ability to attract high-level players is crucial for the success of any elite college basketball program, and Pope seems to be moving in the right direction. Wilson's visit, combined with his recent statements about his interest in the Wildcats, may indicate that Kentucky is managing to stand out among other teams also vying for Wilson, such as Arkansas, Alabama, and Tennessee. The fact that the decision timeline has been moved up suggests that the impact of his visit to Kentucky may have been stronger than anticipated. Wilson still plans to visit other universities this fall, but it's clear that his visit to Kentucky was a significant milestone in his decision-making process. The rapport with the coaching staff, the facilities offered by the program, and the support from the fans seem to have left a lasting impression on the young talent. Additionally, the possibility of a future partnership with Caden Lewis, another prominent prospect, was mentioned by Wilson during an interview with Jacob Polachek from the KSR portal. This potential partnership could add another layer of attraction for Kentucky, which continues to position itself as a prime destination for top high school basketball talents. For Kentucky, securing a player like Caleb Wilson could be the missing element to its reputation as one of the premier college basketball programs in the nation. With a combination of skill, versatility, and game intelligence, Wilson has the potential to make a significant impact both offensively and defensively. He would be a central piece on any team he chooses, but under Mark Pope's scheme, his ability to play multiple positions could be maximized, giving him an opportunity to excel even further. The anticipation of Wilson's decision also brings with it a dose of uncertainty, as other heavyweight universities are still in contention. However, the Wildcats fan base has reasons to be optimistic. The fact that Wilson has repeatedly mentioned how much he enjoyed his visit to Lexington is a positive sign, and his words suggest that Kentucky is at the top of his priority list. The atmosphere around the program and the culture built by Pope seem to be resonating with high-level recruits, which is great news for the team's future. In the coming months, Kentucky's team will need to continue working hard to ensure that Caleb Wilson dons the Wildcats jersey in 2025. The recruitment is far from decided, but the fact that Wilson has moved up his decision timeline is a sign that Kentucky is doing something right. The fan base, known for its passion and unwavering support, will undoubtedly follow every step of this process with great anticipation. Let the game continue, and we trust in Pope's excellent work. As I mentioned at the beginning, this was unexpected, The decision by Town to Yesufu to remove the Kentucky Wildcats from his list of options for the class of 2025 caught many by surprise, especially given that Mark Pope's program was widely viewed as one of the favorites to recruit the five-star forward. Kentucky's cut, along with the Kansas Jayhawks and UConn Huskies, significantly narrows Yesufu's options, who is now focusing his attention on the Baylor Bears, Arizona State Sun Devils, and USC Trojans. For Kentucky basketball, this news certainly represents an unexpected setback. Town to Yesufu, ranked as the 11th best player in the class of 2025, was widely considered a potential key piece for Pope's future plans. His visit to the university was scheduled to take place in the coming weeks, fueling expectations that the program could further strengthen its elite recruitment with the addition of the talented forward. However, with Yesufu's decision, Kentucky now finds itself in a position to recalibrate its recruitment strategies for the class of 2025. While losing a talent like Yesufu is a tough blow, especially considering how competitive Kentucky appeared to be, there is still a solid reason for Wildcats fans to remain optimistic. The list of available talents is still long and includes top-level players who have shown genuine interest in Kentucky's basketball program. Names like Nate Ament, Chris Sinak, Caleb Wilson, Braden Burries, Mikael Brown Jr., Akaden Lewis, and Braylon Mullins remain on the team's radar, representing viable options to fill the 2025 class with impactful players. In particular, Caleb could indeed join the team. College basketball, especially in renowned programs like Kentucky, has always been an arena of high expectations and pressures. The departure of a recruit like Yesufu may seem like a warning sign, but for Mark Pope and his team, it is also an opportunity to demonstrate resilience. Recruitment in basketball is dynamic and volatile, and handling disappointments is part of the experience. It is crucial for Kentucky to continue demonstrating its appeal, both in terms of infrastructure and developmental opportunities for players. The program's history speaks for itself, and elite players will continue to view Kentucky as an attractive destination. Yesufu undoubtedly would have been an impressive addition. His combination of offensive skills and defensive presence makes him one of the most complete players in his class. And seeing him cut Kentucky so early certainly raises questions about what might have influenced his decision. However, college basketball is full of unexpected changes, and the recruitment work of Pope and his team is far from over. Fortunately for Kentucky, the program has a strong foundation and is accustomed to recruiting at the highest level. The culture established under Pope's leadership and the rich history of success continue to attract some of the best talents in the country. Although Yesufu has decided to take a different path, Kentucky is still in the race for a number of talented recruits who can fit perfectly into the program's philosophy and make significant contributions in the coming years. The long-term vision for Kentucky basketball remains promising. Mark Pope's focus has been on attracting players who not only bring athletic skill, but also align with the competitive mindset and commitment to success that are hallmarks of the program. Wildcats fans can trust that despite this setback, the team remains strong in recruiting. Yesufu's departure also reflects the growing competitiveness in college basketball recruitment. Programs like Baylor, Arizona State, and USC are becoming increasingly aggressive in their recruitment campaigns, and players now have a wider range of options, each offering different incentives and advantages. For Kentucky, maintaining its prominent position in the national landscape means adapting to these changes and continuing to invest in relationships with high-level recruits, which Pope has been doing effectively. Let's move forward. Kentucky has extended an offer to Jordan Smith, demonstrating the continued strategic work of Mark Pope and his team in seeking high-level talents to sustain the program's legacy. Kentucky's focus on recruitment is already bearing fruit, not just for the class of 2025, but also for the promising class of 2026. Jordan Smith, a point guard from Fairfax, Virginia, is quickly becoming one of the most coveted prospects in high school basketball. Currently ranked as the 7th best player in the class of 2026 by 247 Sports Composite rankings, Smith already holds a slew of offers from major teams, including Duke, North Carolina, Houston, Louisville, and Michigan. Kentucky's inclusion on this list of offers indicates the program's ongoing effort to ensure that the best talents consider the Wildcats as their ideal destination. Smith is widely recognized for his defensive prowess, a facet of his game that sets him apart from many other point guards his age. His combination of physical strength, agility, and game intelligence makes him a fundamental piece in any tactical scheme, and Kentucky's offer reflects how much Pope and his team value his versatility. With Smith on their priority list, Kentucky continues to show its ability to attract the best players, even in a time of many questions and uncertainties around the team. The current momentum in Kentucky's recruitment is impressive, especially following the additions of Jasper Johnson and Malachi Moreno during the summer. These acquisitions reinforce Pope's commitment to building a solid foundation for the future of the program, and the success in the 2026 recruitment indicates that he is planting the seeds to keep Kentucky competitive in upcoming seasons. The offer to Smith, among other recent ones, is a reflection of this long-term planning. Looking at Smith's trajectory, it's clear that he is a point guard who can impact the game in multiple areas. His defense may be the most praised aspect so far, but his ability to command the offense is also notable. For Pope, securing a player with Smith's capabilities could mean a crucial piece for future seasons, especially in a scenario where Kentucky will continue to compete with other powerhouses like Duke and North Carolina for top-level recruits. With the Big Blue Madness approaching, expectations for the new campaign of Kentucky basketball under Mark Pope's leadership are higher than ever. The recruitment of Jordan Smith could be another sign that the team is prepared to not just compete, but also lead the race for elite talents. The fact that Smith is on the radar of so many prestigious universities only reinforces how significant his decision to commit to Kentucky would be. For the Wildcats, the recruitment process of Smith could be a game changer. He is a player who would not only bring an immediate presence to the roster, but also represent a moral victory in terms of competing with the major powerhouses of college basketball for top recruits. If Pope can convince Smith to choose Kentucky, it would further strengthen the program's reputation as an elite destination for the best talents. The current moment, however, is one of caution and patience. Smith still has a long way to go in his recruitment process, and his junior season in high school will be crucial to determining which programs he will seriously consider. However, with Kentucky having already made their offer, it's clear that Pope and his team are ready to dedicate themselves fully to ensuring that Smith becomes part of the Wildcats' future. For Kentucky's fan base, the offer to Jordan Smith is a reminder that, even amid the uncertainties surrounding the team, the program is focused on its long-term success. Mark Pope's ability to attract recruits like Smith, coupled with recent achievements in recruitment, shows that the team is building a solid foundation to continue competing at the highest level. Let's move forward. Kobe Brea is set to become a key player for the Kentucky Wildcats in the upcoming college basketball season, particularly with his lethal three-point shooting ability. After 4 solid seasons with the Dayton Flyers, Brea arrives in Lexington recognized as one of the country's top shooters. His performance last season, where he impressively converted 49.8% of his three-point attempts, has heightened expectations for his 5th year in college basketball. Brea's arrival at Kentucky comes at a time of transition as Mark Pope begins his tenure as the Wildcats coach. His ability to transform players into confident offensive weapons is one reason many, including college basketball analyst Andy Katz, have high hopes for Brea. Katz, who closely follows the development of the sport's top athletes, recently ranked Brea as the best three-point shooter for the upcoming season. This is no small feat, especially considering the depth and talent in college basketball. During his time at Dayton, Brea was consistently effective from the perimeter, averaging 6.1 three-point shots per game last season, with a success rate of 3.0 conversions per game. His accuracy makes him a constant threat to opposing defenses, and his style of play seems to fit perfectly with the approach Mark Pope is implementing at Kentucky. The coach and his team have made it clear they want an offense that prioritizes speed and freedom in the attack, with a significant volume of three-point attempts per game. Cody Fuger, Pope's assistant coach, mentioned in a recent interview that the plan is for Kentucky to attempt an average of 35 three-point shots per game. This offensive philosophy certainly favors players like Brea, who will have the opportunity to shine in a system that encourages long-distance shooters to trust their instincts and be aggressive. "If you turn down an open shot, you're going to the bench," said Fuger, reinforcing Pope's commitment to a fast-paced and high-intensity offensive approach. In addition to Brea, Kentucky will feature other talented players on the perimeter, such as Kerr Kriisa, Otega Owa, Jackson Robinson, and Andrew Carr. However, it is Brea who stands out as the primary three-point shooter in the lineup. Brea's ability to create spacing in the attack and convert long-distance shots under pressure will be a crucial asset for the Wildcats' success this season. Kentucky's track record in developing and maximizing player talent, especially those who arrive with a solid reputation like Brea, offers a promising scenario. The combination of Pope's offensive mindset and Brea's precision creates an expectation that Kentucky will have one of the most dangerous offenses in the NCAA, especially from the perimeter. In an era where modern basketball increasingly values three-point shots, having the best long-distance shooter could be the difference that positions the Wildcats to compete for major titles. The potential to see such a talented shooter placed in a system that favors him promises to bring a new dynamic to Kentucky's attack. Brea's confidence in his three-point shooting ability, coupled with Mark Pope's aggressive philosophy, could make the team one of the biggest defensive threats of the upcoming season. Moreover, the fact that Brea arrives at Kentucky with extensive high-level college playing experience sets him apart from many of his peers. Playing at Dayton, where he stood out for his consistency and efficiency, has prepared him to handle the pressure and expectations of playing for an elite program like the Kentucky Wildcats. His experience, combined with his talent, places him in a privileged position to be one of the team's major offensive weapons. For Mark Pope, the goal will be to maximize Brea's potential and integrate him into the team's offensive system so that his impact is immediate. The fast-paced and offensive gameplay philosophy adopted by the coach will certainly give Brea the freedom he needs to do what he does best: convert three-point shots with surgical precision. Kentucky, with its rich tradition and passionate fan base, is ready to embrace what Brea will bring to the team, and the expectation is that he will make a difference from the first game. What's your opinion? Comment below. I want to hear your thoughts.